So, welcome to Two Stone Bastards. I got Jeff Thompson over there. I'm sitting over here. We're doing what we do best and talking about movies. Um, Obviously, we're talking about the Blob. Um, Blob came out in what? 50,
Eight, I believe.
58? Yeah, end of the 50s. And of course, Steve McQueen. We know him from great movies, The Great Escape. Geez, I can't even think of them all.
Bullet,
Bullet,
Papillon.
Papillon. That's another really good one. So he's like Mr. Action Star, Mr. Cop. And amazingly, he is going to take on a creature from the cosmos. Let's put it. See those big eyes I got? Cosmos. I'm high.
Yes,
Shut up.
indeed.
Just shut up.
As well you should be. Anyway, so the Blob. This is like the perfect teenage movie.
Mm.
Because it begins with these two hanging out at, I don't know, watching the submarine races. Wherever the local makeout spot is. That's where they are. That's where this begins.
Yeah.
And they see a meteor go cruising across the sky. And Steve McQueen, because he's Steve McQueen, decides, let's go find out where that landed.
Let's go find it.
Naturally. So they do. And what they find is this old
Two
guy.
old guys.
Well, one in particular, this old guy with this goop all over his hand. And he's screaming and he's just not having a good time. So they take him to the doctor, which is the other guy. And the doctor does, what the doctor does. And then Steve and the girl, they go away to go ostensibly find out as much as they can about where the old man came from.
Yep.
So they take off. The doctor keeps going and comes back into the room where the patient was and finds instead the Blob.
Dun, 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 dun. Beat you.
Which then, eats him. And the movie goes downhill from there.
Downhill in a good way, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, so the kids know about this. And they try to tell the cops, who, of course, don't believe them.
You don't listen to kids.
Try to tell their parents. That ain't happening.
Because they're rebellious.
They're rebellious. They're teenagers. They're hot rods.
It's fun to look back on movies from this era. They're rebel teenagers dressed in white pressed shirts, very well done dresses. Then they're considered the wild children. Yeah, well groomed, hair's cut nicely. They speak without cursing every other word. So, yeah, we can't trust them at all.
No.
And then on the flip side, never trust anybody over 30 seems to apply in this movie. I, of course, saw this in the 70s growing up as a kid and always loved it. This is where I learned the critical scientific method of if you don't know what it is, poke it with a stick.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what you have to do. You will get all the information you need.
You mean that's not the scientific method?
No, this is the standard, and I'm sure it lives to today.
I was going to say.
Maybe we've up. Yeah,
that's how COVID happened.
We poked it with a stick.
They found some weird-looking bat shit, and
What is this? Poke, poke. Oh no, I'm feeling sick.
You have it.
I thought this movie was pretty intelligent. I mean, the epic scene has got to be the movie theater, and it's the first time I'd ever seen a movie theater under attack. By the way, I love the marquee Midnight Spook Show. In the small town I grew up in, we didn't actually say Midnight Spook Show, but we'd have the midnight horror movies.
Right.
But yeah, the blob makes its way through town. It gets bigger every time it eats somebody or something, and it has to be living. Obviously, it doesn't eat
Right.
chairs and furniture.
Right.
But it attacks the movie theater during a horror movie, starring Bela Lugosi, obviously,
Naturally.
which causes a panic, and everybody comes running out of the theater, except our hero Steve McQueen, who's like, "It's in there. Let's lock the doors. We can kill it." Because he's a badass.
Because he's bad. That's because he's Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
And then, he ends up trapped inside a diner with his girlfriend and her little brother and the proprietors of the diner. They're trapped because the blob, who's now huge, has covered it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the blob is surrounded. The blob and the diner are surrounded by plenty of cops and people, but it's impervious to bullets and anything else you throw at it. So everybody's at a loss.
Yeah, they try electrocuting it and end up setting the diner on fire.
Of course, that's rule 2 in scientific experimentation.
Oops.
Introduce lightning or fire.
Well, it's translated to today, it would be nuke it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they solve everything today, right? Nuke it.
Seems like it. Drop a big bomb on it. We'll go back next week and see what happened.
Watch the Sci-Fi Channel. the solution to every problem: nuclear weapons.
Yep, which spawned the other movies. A different show we did: giant bugs and critters.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Well, we never learn.
No, we don't. Especially on this show.
I learn lots and then I forget it really quick. Oh. So yeah, they find a way to defeat the blob.
Yeah.
And it's unique. It's kind of like War of the Worlds unique.
Yep.
Cold.
You don't have a lot of. If you look at the creature, it's just a gelatinous. It's like a big giant Jello
booger.
Shot. A big giant Jello shot.
Okay.
So and that's it. That's the monster. Of course, when you have things like Roger Corman's famous triangle monster.
I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about that weird alien thing that's...
Yeah, from It Conquers the World.
It Conquers the World. Yeah, that was not good.
No.
That was too ridiculous.
Actually, the story of the movie wasn't bad, but that monster is just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or what was the vampire one with Bela Lugosi, where the vampire was an ape in a space helmet?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know the one you're talking about. That was literally, we need a monster, go to the prop department and put something together.
Yeah.
And
that was a Roger Corman special.
Definitely. Prop master was stoned, just goes, all right, monkey suit and a space helmet, we got it. Let's go.
Yeah, and here it is, 60 years later, 70 years later, and we're still talking about it.
Mm-hmm. It's
Somehow
made an impact.
How it worked.
Sometimes it's the stupidest movies.
Yep. But that, that's what we have with the Blob. It's not the creature from the Black Lagoon. It's not the Wolfman or Frankenstein or Dracula. It's the Blob.
Well,
But it still somehow works.
it worked. And I mean, if you're going to go away from Universal monsters back in the day, that's not a bad idea. You know, would you call it the Jello shot? Attack of the Jello shot.
Mm.
I'd go for horrors of the lung oyster. But either way, it was entertaining. It's definitely a slice of America back in that day. And even today, it's fun to watch.
It is.
You
It's
know,
a lot of fun. And it's Steve McQueen. Dude.
true. Great actor. Great actor. I think this is back in the day when actors were still under contracts with the studio, because you notice that you would see the big stars in a wide variety of different movies back in the day, because they weren't hired on to do a movie. They were hired on. It's like, for the next 10 years, you'll do every movie we have, and we're going to pay you this.
And Steve McQueen is the perfect example of that.
Mm-hmm.
He was on a show called Wanted Dead or Alive. He played a bounty hunter.
Uh-huh.
And he got offered the Magnificent Seven. But he couldn't do it because of a scheduling conflict. So what does Steve McQueen do? He faked breaking his leg. He did. He faked breaking his leg, and then he went down to Mexico and shot the Magnificent Seven.
That's a great story. I wonder what the fallout was when they finally figured it out.
It made him a star. It made him a huge star.
Yeah.
And he never looked back.
So, and he played in all kinds of movies because he had, he was a studio actor. You mentioned Bullet. He was in another one where he was a bounty hunter, a movie, and I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was. He was called by his name, whatever it was. Pappy, not Pappy.
No.
I don't know, but it was actually, I like that movie a lot, even though I can't remember the title.
I liked everything he's been in.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But this is one of the few movies in which I will say that the inevitable remake was, I'm still going to say this version of it is best because Steve McQueen.
Right.
You really don't need to know anything else. Steve fucking McQueen. But the other movie, the remake, The Blob.
I thought it was brilliant.
Well, as you can see, it addressed the one major flaw, which was the special effects on the first one were from 1958.
Mm-hmm.
From this one, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
All sorts of gooey death scenes.
It was really the original, but really amped up with the modern day practical effects.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, we didn't get Steve McQueen, but we did get decent actors in that one. Nothing iconic. The girl.
Shawnee Smith.
Yeah. I always thought she was hot. I've seen her in a lot of different movies and shows.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, I've seen him in other things. I want to say Dillon. He was in Nightbreed.
Matt Dillon.
Oh, was that Matt Dillon?
That's Matt Dillon.
Holy shit, look at that. Well, he was not in Nightbreed then.
No.
No, but okay, completely off the subject. Matt Dillon starred in a movie that's maybe 5-6 years old now called The House That Jack Built. And that is a freaking awesome movie, even though it had some pretty what do you call it? Art house scenes put into it.
Yeah.
But overall, it's probably the best serial killer movie I've ever seen.
Really? Even better than Silence?
Mm-hmm.
Silence of the Lambs? Come on, man.
Yeah, I liked it better. I mean, I love Silence of the Lambs, but there are some others that actually scared me more. Got to me more, like Revenge. That one was terrifying. Serial killers, that's my weakness right there. I don't like those movies. They frighten me because that shit's real. Those weirdos are walking past your house right now.
What was that one? Suspect Zero? With Ben
Suspect Zero.
Kingsley? Ben Kingsley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Kingsley can really play a frightening dude when he wants, because he's got that knack for being emotionless and engaging at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Blob Remake, I loved it. I've seen it many times.
So have I.
It is basically the original movie, right up to, oh, what's that? Let's poke it with a stick.
Yeah, it doesn't begin, at the local makeout spot. It's not, it's sort of high school, because this goober is actually on a date with her. And they run into Matt Dillon, who's
he's the bad boy.
He's a bad boy in town. He rides a motorcycle, wears a leather jacket.
Kind of like Steve McQueen.
Oh my.
Well, he fell flat on that, but he rode a motorcycle. He was the one that all the cops knew. He was the misunderstood deviant of his town.
Uh-huh.
And of course, he's the one that leads the fight.
Right. And she, of course, was, Little Miss Homecoming Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And Goopface was the star quarterback.
And a douchebag.
So I enjoyed watching star quarterback douchebag die. And
in this movie, I enjoyed everybody dying. Oh, I love this scene.
Oh, yeah. There's his buddy.
Right. So another douchebag putting the moves on his girl at the drive-in, and it's all the wrong moves for him.
Number 2. That's probably how it was in the script. Douchebag number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one had a lot of good gory moments. I mean, they really went to town.
And again, it's all, and what it amounts to is, in this case, they make it, about the big bad government. The big bad government sends a satellite up that comes crashing down to Earth, which replaces the meteor.
Right.
So instead of a strange unknown thing from space, it's a strange conspiracy theory thing.
It's an experiment gone wrong. Government trying to clean it up, willing to kill everybody. Same. Yeah, it's the trope of all movies. The evil government.
Of course.
And of course, you got the one good doctor who's always on that razor's edge and still comes out to be a douchebag.
Complete douchebag, which is this black guy. That's the black guy. I forget.
And I don't remember. His name, but I've seen him in some movies, and he always plays
so many movies.
Yeah, and he usually played a bad guy.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking it right, he was never on the right side of the law. We'll put it that way.
Yes, exactly. And then all hell breaks loose, and all sorts of people die, and
my acne cream's not working.
Oh, man, I never had a zit that bad.
It's taken my whole body over.
Fuck.
That's where you're praying for an alien to burst out of you and end it.
Play it.
You're like, thank you. It's like that character in what the fuck's that movie? Damn it. I love this movie. The one where Gabriel the Angel's trying to find the evil soul. Gabriel's played by Christopher Walken. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Originally titled God's Army until the Christians got mad and they retitled it to something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they had a character in that
The
Gabriel brought.
prophecy.
Prophecy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one character that he brought back after suicide and just wants to die, and he's got all the mucus always coming out of him. When he finally gets killed, he's all like, "Oh, thank you. You're a real pal." Fucking dies.
Now they're finally supposed to be making a sequel to Constantine.
I keep seeing that, and I'm hoping it happens, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
Keanu is going to be in for it. I think he
Supposed to
is.
be. Supposed to be.
See, I think that'd be great. That was like one of those great movies that had everything,
But
and
didn't
the
go
actor
anywhere.
it didn't really make that big of a splash, did it?
No.
But it's got a
That's
huge following.
Great movie. I thought.
And the actor that plays the devil, that was a great portrayal of the devil.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
Now, who do you think played the best devil? Because Jack Nicholson played him,
And he's good.
and he's good.
Scarface played him.
Yeah, Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, he was
him.
good. He played it twice.
And Gabriel Byrne played him.
Mhm.
Gabriel Byrne played him in the Schwarzenegger movie, End of Days.
End of Days.
I thought that devil.
That was good.
I thought that was an awfully good one.
I thought so too because it looked like it was so natural. He was just being him, you know. Walks
Yeah,
in
he
there,
was
grabs that guy's wife's breast, and then just smiles at him.
He is an evil bastard and loves every minute of it.
Yeah. See, I think that's the key when the actor's not trying to portray he's so evil. When he's just being the devil, doing the devil stuff, it comes off really good.
Yep.
Which,
of course, has nothing whatsoever to do with the Blob.
No. See, this is what happens. We get on these tangents.
Oh, there's so many good movies out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're great when you get stoned. And they say, being stoned kills your memory, and I have no problem remembering these movies.
I remember stuff way better when I'm high than when I used to drink. That's when I have memory gaps.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've killed a lot of brain cells over a lot of years with that. Everything you do kills cells, so I'd rather be able to remember what I did.
Well, we were both sailors.
True that. There was some ports that there was nowhere near enough alcohol.
Oh, no. Well, that was inevitably the closest bar to where the ship tied up. That's where everybody went.
Yeah. And then if you've been to the port several times, you might have some that were farther in that you like better. But
no, what I would do is go up to the bartender and say, "Look, where do the locals hang out?" And then I'd go there.
Yeah.
I'd stop in at that bar, say hello to everybody, have a drink or 12, and then
stagger
onward. I mean, there were, especially up in Alaska, it was either Ketchikan or, what the hell was the name of that other? I can't think of the other town. But Petersburg was one of those two where we went out and hit every single bar in town. Now, this is Alaska. There were a lot of bars. And we started the night by sharing a bottle of Seagram 7 without mixers.
Just straight.
Pass it. Oh my God.
Damn.
One of the guys tried to steal a bulldozer. Another one just, he walks up to this car where there are a couple making out inside of it. He walks up to the car, opens the door.
That's funny.
Oh man.
God, the
I'm, a,
stupid shit.
I'm amazed I have a liver left.
I'm amazed I have a liver or I survived some of the stupid shit.
I know.
Well, we're off base here.
We're way, way off base. This is a Blob times 2. And we've gone about 4 minutes over our usual. So,
Okay.
get stoned, have fun, where it's legal, and enjoy the movies. And we'll see you again next time.
We're out.